Oh, oh yeah, dear. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. It's an early morning broadcast. Let's see if we can get this working. Ahoy, shipmates! That's woken up the neighbourhood. Look at these conditions this morning. Absolutely fantastic. You could see my grubby face reflecting off that water over there. It is like a mirror. Oh, I can even see it over on cruise cam. Look at that. I had some lovely pictures earlier over on Cow's Cam. I'm not sure I can rewind. Not quite set up at the moment. Trouble with these crafty cruise ships, they arrive more quickly than one anticipates. This is Arcadia that we can see heading towards us. We've had Asmar Onward has also gone past the camera. I'm just looking to see where the other one is. Yeah, the Seven Seas Grandeur. She'll be passing by shortly, so we'll actually see her in the background. I'm reckoning visibility is going to be pretty fantastic at the moment. 19 nautical miles according to the map. No, I don't know. I think it's more than that if you ask me. I just clearly see the Isle of Wight there in the background. Definitely more than 19 nautical miles. However, look at the conditions for the wind though. No wind whatsoever. I could check on the outside microphone. Let's have a listen, shall we? I bet there's nothing. I bet we can't hear anything. It's just like shh. Yep, it's just shh. Oh, the occasional seagull. I can hear a seagull. Yep, it's wildlife. Yeah, that's it. A few seagulls back. There'll be no horns this morning, I'm afraid. It's not really a horn thing in the morning, unless it's foggy. If it's foggy, they honk like nobody's business. But this time of the morning, it will just be the noise of the occasional early commuter going to work. Oh, yeah. Got a pretty good view here on cruise cam as well. Well, there's shipmates in the chat. Who have we got in the chat? Well, there Bean. Early morning spanner is Bean. Well, there Ellie Murley. Shipmate Ellie Murley says, haven't been to bed yet. My word. My word, you will be tired later. Hi there, Susanna Hunter. Hi there, Joanne Peters says, washing from Woolston. It won't be long, shipmate, before they'll be passing your doorstep in Woolston. Hi there, John Dearlove. Oh, hi there, Shepherd Burke, all the way from Texas. Well, he says, we're still the 10th of June. Shipmate Shepherd Books, watching from a different time space continuum. He's obviously been on Star Trek or something. Oh, look at the water though. It is like an absolute mirror. Right, I do have some adverts to download. I should download those while I think about it. So, of course, you want to know what we're looking at here. We are looking at P&O Arcadia currently. This is rather different for me because I've got to work out where they've come from and where they're going to. Normally I just work out where they're going to, but double dilemma here. And then later on we'll have the Asmara Onward. In fact, it's a really odd day because we've got one rather... I'm not, it sounds dismissive, doesn't it? But we have one rather conventional cruise ship, the old P&O Arcadia, and then we've got a couple of more niche upmarket cruise ships, the Seven Seas Grandeur and the Asmara Onward. Here you go. I thought I'd give you some prices here from Paul at Love Cruise. It's quite an interesting itinerary on this one. I saw this one yesterday, in fact. They call it Iceland. And my word, it's definitely Iceland. So this one will depart in a couple of weeks' time for 16 nights from Southampton. Then it calls it at Belfast in Northern Ireland. Then straight to Reykjavik, Iceland. And then a whole tour around Iceland. Grodjafort, Ilsefjord, Akureyri, and then cruising by Iljafjord. And then Hesse Island, 2 days at sea, and then over to Norway in Olsund in Norway, Skilden in Norway, then Lundsfjorden and Sognefjorden, and then a couple of days at sea back to the port of Southampton. It's a lot of place names that I'm going to struggle to pronounce this early in the morning. But that is truly an Icelandic cruise. Starting at $12.99 per person for an inside cabin. I'll have a quick look at the map a second. I think we're going to see... no, Seven Seas Grandeur is just off of Portsmouth. Well, why don't I show you? I'm me talking to you like a blithering idiot. There you go. So the Arcadia's here at the moment. She's just come round Cowshot Spit. We've got a really good view of her. Look at that. The water is, like I say, you can see the captain's grubby face in this water. It's so good. Oh, in case you're wondering, I'm the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel. Look at that. Not only is it very early in the morning, but I'm also spry and awake and clued up enough to put my banner up. Oh, dear. Right, what was I saying? I'm not particularly compass mentors. Oh, yes, I'm the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, broadcasting you live and direct very early in the morning from the port here of Southampton. Completely lost my train of thought, though. Oh, back to the map. Right, back to the map. Yep, so this is the Asmara Onward. I saw her earlier pass by the camera. Get the amazing view. Sea conditions are fantastic. And quite a long way away is the Seven Seas Grandeur. She'll be probably on Cow's Cam at some point. I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn on my second monitor here so I can see Cow's Cam. Perfect. Look at that. It looks like a still picture, doesn't it? I do like mornings. The mornings are great. You get some lovely conditions. Right, where did I get to? I've lost myself. Oh, plenty of ship base to check. Oh, ship, we have excellent blue spanner beam. Clearly up very early this morning. Or there Gary C, or there KD, or there Sarah Hutchinson. I think I've covered most of the people in the chat at the moment. It's not very pretty. Not very busy. Or there Elizabeth Stephen. She says, good morning, Captain, from a foggy Sussex. Ah, yes. Now that's the problem with doing these early morning broadcasts. Fog. I can say it. I have thought about broadcasting in the morning for quite a few days now after I mentioned it on one of my evening broadcasts. But the problem with fog in the morning is a big problem, especially this time of year. I mean, the stillness is great. I mean, look how calm that water is. And if we look at the weather, there is hardly that 0.6 knots wind, gusting to 1.3. I mean, that's as much as me saying ahoy in a loud voice, 1.3 knots. There's absolutely nothing. But the problem with that is is fog. Shipmates Elizabeth Stevens kindly points out. Oh, there, shipmate Debbie does cruises. Says, thank you for being up so early. It's 8:45 p.m. here. Great TV before going to bed. Well, hang on. Shipmate Debbie, I'm no idea where you are. You might be, you're not in the West Coast. You're on the East Coast. West Coast? West Coast? Even the West? No, I'm not sure where you are, shipmate Debbie. Let us know where you are in the chat, shipmate Debbie, because I can't quite work out where you are. Must be somewhere. Are you maybe in the Far East, perhaps? I'm just getting Cow's Cam up on my... There we go. Oh, some lovely views over on Cow's Cam as well. Oh, actually, yes, that's a good point. Why don't I show you Cow's Cam? That is the one with the view at the moment. Just a touch. There's a touch of sunrise there. A little bit of colour in the sky. It's probably the only camera that really gives us a sunrise view. All the other cameras seem to point, annoyingly, in the sort of wrong direction. Oh, just moved Cow's Cam across. Look at that, see? Perfect. So when the Seven Seas Grandeur will come past shortly, it's quite a decent view for Seven Seas Grandeur. Oh, shipmate Debbie says, oh, Vancouver, Washington State. I laugh. I thought, I wondered if you were the West Coast. I did laugh when you said Vancouver, Washington State. I used to live in Seattle, and I always thought it was odd. Living in Seattle, a number of times, people would ask me, oh, where have you been this weekend? I'd say, oh, I've been to Vancouver. And they'd say, Vancouver, Washington State? I'd be like, no, not Vancouver, Washington State. Vancouver, British Columbia. Because A, it's much, much bigger, and B, much, much nearer. Not trying to dismiss your Vancouver, Washington State, lovely as it is, but it just seemed like an odd location for people to go, considering that Vancouver, British Columbia is on the doorstep. Well, excellent shipmate. Glad you've joined us from Vancouver. I missed an event with some friends of mine down in Moclips. I'm sure you know where Moclips is, shipmate Debbie. I have a friend with a cabin in Moclips. We normally, well, he always goes down every Memorial weekend down to Moclips. Fortunately, I wasn't able to get out this year. I mean, that is like the proverbial mill pond, isn't it? In case you're interested in cruising, fancy trying out, look at that, the red funnel popping up in the background. In case you're interested in cruising, how about this? 3 nights from Southampton to Guernsey, back to Southampton. I can't quite work out how they managed to fit a day at sea in. Because it's not that far, but obviously they managed to do it. Day at sea, and that's from $4.99 per person. That's on Arcadia. And in the background there, you can see, coming around Cowshot Spit, the Azamara Onward. It is great, isn't it? It's one thing I do like about the mornings. The visibility is absolutely wonderful. You could I don't know if you could just about see on the left-hand side of the screen there, that little flashing dots moving across. That is the pilot boat, or the harbour master. So I should say harbour master. There we go. And there's the Azamara Onward popping up on our screens. It's a very different experience to the evenings, isn't it, shipmates? Well, the shipmate Simon Webb says on the 28th they'll be on Skype. It says 14-day Norway and Iceland. So they'll be doing something similar to this one here on Arcadia then. Beautiful country, Iceland. I'm looking at a bit of a road trip around Iceland. They reckon that 7 days will get you a relatively comfortable round trip around Iceland. Got to hire a car, or I'd like to hire an iron horse, of course. So I'm not sure that's the most practical form of transport going around Iceland. Well, anybody says it's strange seeing them going in the direction. yeah, it is indeed. It all feels backwards, doesn't it? So lovely colours here. The red cows. Even got a reflection off the water there. It's just so calm and flat. It's perfect. There's the Azamara onward, popping off our screen. Well, the shipper Thomas Dean says, his brother lives in Seattle. Well, say ahoy to your brother. Not quite sure where he lives in Seattle. I used to live in Belltown, which is downtown. That's where all the trendy bars and restaurants are. Well, there's your mate Thomas. He's always worked for Boeing since 1997. So he was up at further up. The Boeing factory is further north from Seattle. Oh, look at this, though. Look at the conditions. I don't have to worry about the camera wobbling or anything this morning. Brilliant. Beautifully calm this morning. Well, the shipmate Ellie says Azamara's on a bucket list of cruises thanks to their vegan options. Oh, yes, I have heard dining on board the Azamaras is very good indeed. I've not been on an Azamara yet. There we go. There's the Azamara onward there in the distance, and the P&O Arcadia is just about to block the view. Here's the commercial shipping here in the port for Seaworks. Red funnels coming in. Very quiet, very terminal. There's Arcadia. There's the red kestrel going past. I mean, you could flatness of the water is amazing. Well, the shipmate Debbie says, never been to Moclips. Now I have to go and visit. Right. Moclips is right on the coast. So you go to Aberdeen and you head up north. And Moclips is pretty much the last stop before the road runs out, is Moclips. And, of course, in typical Washington State fashion, you can drive along the beach. There you go. There's the Azamara onward. In the back, we've also got the Seven Seas Grandeur on the right-hand side. You can just about see her in the distance. The Arcadia at the front. All three ships in one shot. How about that? Pretty good for a morning live stream. Getting three ships in one shot. That's a bit of a mouthful as well this time of the morning. Excellent. Very impressed with that. I think the Seven Seas Grandeur will be on Cow's Cam very shortly. There's the red kestrel in the middle there. I'm quite hungry this morning. There is Arcadia slipping up Southampton water. Get some great photographs this time in the morning. It's normally when I go droning. Well, shipmate Debbie says, how often do you plan on doing these morning shows? I'm a fan. I don't know. I'll have to see, shipmate. I mean, the conditions are beautiful, aren't they? With some absolutely wonderful shots of the ships arriving in the morning. I don't know. This is my first time for a conventional morning broadcast. I have broadcast in the morning before now when it's been a new arrival or a brand new ship arriving. But this is the first time for what I would consider to be essentially a sort of ship's TV style of broadcast. I don't know. I might, if people like it, I might well do it again. I think it's a little bit weather dependent. If it's really awful weather, I probably won't do it. Although I was looking at the cruise at there's the Seven Seas Grandeur. So I was looking at Cow's Cam. Oh, I could show you Cow's Cam because the Seven Seas Grandeur should pop up. But look at the skies! Look at the skies! Even the water is reflecting beautifully because look at the weather forecast. There's absolutely no wind at the moment whatsoever, so it's not ruffling the water. Got a beautiful reflection of the water. And look at that, we're getting the two ships on the screen at the same time. I think that's one advantage of the morning broadcast, is the ships do arrive quite close together. In the evenings, they'll leave whenever the last person gets on or whenever they've found the luggage that they've dropped into the water. So they will depart all sorts of, even though they're scheduled to depart at certain times, they depart more often at random sorts of times. Whereas in the morning, because they're already at sea, they coordinate their movements more precisely, and they do arrive pretty much bang on time. Oh, the shipmate Ellie Burley says wouldn't mind one if it was foggy. The Hornies would be amazing, even if you couldn't see. Well, even if you couldn't see out. You're from Yorkshire, shipmate. Yes, that is definitely one advantage of a morning one when it's foggy. You definitely get lots of foghorns. That might be interesting, I suppose. There you go. There's the Seven Seas Grandeur in the very distance. Azamara onward to our left. Red Kestrel right in the middle there. It's great. None of the cameras are wobbling around. Visibility is excellent. Do you know what? I'll probably do more of these morning broadcasts. Although I do probably need to wake up a little bit beforehand. So the captain's a bit more alive. Well, the shipmate Thomas Dean says, fantastic views, Captain. Yo, it is. Aren't they stunning? You haven't seen the best of it as well. Look at that on Cows. We've got the Seven Seas Grandeur just coming onto Cows Cam. It's almost like a picture postcard, that, isn't it? Little sparkles of radiant orange in the sky there. As the Seven Seas Grandeur gently wafts across the still waters of the Solent. Oh, and you can just see the sun. The sun is rising above that little cloud bank. Obviously a foggy cloud bank. I can't remember which shipmate it was, and my apologies. One of the shipmates said it was foggy in Sussex, and there you go. I think it is foggy on the mainland. As we can see, the sun is just popping its head above that fog. I'll have to move across, unfortunately. Definitely have a developing sunrise there. Beautifully still waters this morning. Pretty sure I've got another camera somewhere. I'm pretty sure I've got another camera. Which camera do I need to be using? I'm all confused. I'm all backwards. Things are coming at me rather than going away. Oh dear. Netcam, that's what I need. Completely forgotten what's going on. No, it's Arcadia. Right, I'll use cruise cam maybe. Yeah, maybe use cruise cam for Arcadia. There you go, that's the Seven Seas Grandeur, looking very grand indeed. Asmara onward, heading towards Red Kestrel to the right. Sunrise over in Cowes. Oh, the ships have arrived early, annoyingly. Because it is starting to look really quite tasty over there in Cowes. Look at that. There's that orb rising above the skies there. It's going to get us a lovely sunrise this morning. Because one of the shipmates was talking about a bit of fog, and I think that's what's happened. There's a bank of fog there. That's what... It looks like the sun's arriving above a mountain range, but trust me, there's no mountain range in Hampshire. That is just a bank of fog, low-lying misery. It's giving us some beautiful colours, though. Probably the best time for the morning broadcast are more likely to be not necessarily midsummer, probably September, sort of March, April time. That's where the sun is low enough to give us some colours, not too high where it's bright, but we get colours, and also we get the ships coming in. That's probably where it needs to be. There's the Asmara Onward coming in. Fancy a cruise on the Asmara Onward. How about this one? This is for today. 8 nights on the Asmara Onward, and as you can see, it's a slightly different price point to the other cruises. This is a France and Portugal cruise, calling in at Bordeaux in France, Saint-Jean-le-Deux in France, Bilbao in Spain, Lexius in Portugal, and then Lisbon in Portugal. 8 nights, and that's from 2,989 per person. With Asmara, though, pretty much everything is included. Your Wi-Fi, or excursions and so on. Here's one for the Azamara journey from the 15th of July. 13 nights on board. And departs from Southampton, calls in at Liverpool, then Dublin, then Belfast in Northern Ireland, Greenock in Scotland, day at sea Aberdeen, Dundee, and then Leith for 2 nights. And that's from 1759. Both the Azamara Onward and the Seven Seas Grandeurs, I would say, all into the premium category of cruise lines. Things are only getting better over on Cowes Cam. Looks like all 3 ships now are heading into the port. Arcadia's getting very close. What if Arcadia's on Nichi Cam yet? Look at how still that water is. Look at the reflections. It's like a painting, isn't it? Like something you might buy at the charity shop for £2.99. Well, I suppose it's going to be hot today. Oh, I haven't even looked at the forecast. I think you might be right. I'm going to pop down to Seaworks later. Still going on. Seaworks is down here. There you go. There's the Seaworks exhibition, all the commercial shipping. I shall pop down later and have a look around. Ellie Burley says she wouldn't mind living with someone if Cowes Cam was her early morning view. Yeah, it is great, isn't it? Cowes Cam does get the views. Itching Cam is struggling at the moment. Well, Nicola says, how about a morning broadcast on Saturday with 5 rolls? I did consider it the other day, actually, but the forecast wasn't very good. If the weather is vaguely decent, I shall give it a go. The biggest problem is I tend to be out late at the Dancing Man on a Friday. Of course, that's not... doesn't really help one's ability to broadcast if I've been out late the night before. Well, shipmate Deborah Speller. Shipmate Deborah. Is it your son that works at Viper Performance Products and will be at Seaworks? If it is, I'll be popping in later. Let me know your son's name and I'll say ahoy. I'm still not on Itchy Cam. I can't get this right. It's all backwards to me. I'm really struggling with this morning broadcast. It's it's an alien concept for me. The ship's going the wrong way. I can tell you, however, that it is looking increasingly tasty over there on Cowes Cam. So we've got the ferry there. I think the ferry is waiting until the cruise ship Arcadia comes in. She's there. So I think she might be on itching camp out. Now, yes, I've got it right. Oh, dear. I'm going to have to make notes of these morning broadcasts. Normally, I'd sort of... oh, look at the reflection, though. Oh, absolutely wonderful, isn't it? Normally, I don't need to worry about where the ships are, because it all sort of makes sense, but it's very different in the morning. Exactly, you're seeing what I was talking about the other day, and you'll remember. But this time in the morning, the sun, as you can see there, is reflecting perfectly off of Arcadia onto the water. The angle, the sun is just rising right behind us, essentially. We're looking pretty much directly at Arcadia, and the sun is directly behind us, and we're getting this beautiful reflection. I've seen that a few times in the morning when I've been droning. Occasionally we get it right. All that glass on the side of the ship reflects a wonderful amount of light. Now that's stunning, isn't it? That is. Oh, if you get it absolutely right, the whole side of the ship lights up orange and gold, reflecting all that morning sun. I'm not sure what time that is. Depends where you are for which ship. Oh, that's beautiful, though, isn't it? That really is. Very pretty indeed. We get a different type of pretty. In the evenings, we get some really lovely sunsets. And, of course, in the evening, you get sunsets in the evening, because in the morning, you get some lovely sunrises. And they're more reflections off the sides, I think. There is Arcadia. Looks like the container ship that was detained has gone. Oh, the shipmate Deborah. Oh, yes, it is Viper. Viper Tools, Ed Speller. Excellent. I shall look for Ed. I shall be popping down to Seaworks later. I had a quick visit yesterday. I didn't quite have enough time. I had to go off and do something, unfortunately. So I didn't have much time. So I didn't see Viper. I saw them on the list. So I shall pop in, see if I can see Ed. You'll be a bit shocked. Beautiful. Even getting more colourful over on Cowscam. Well, the Ship Books is loving this shot on this camp. Oh, yes, it is. The reflections are absolutely wonderful. It is just, it's a different, when we're live streaming in the evenings, we don't get the reflection of the sun sets on the cabin windows, but for sunrises, we do indeed. Log into my camera again. Let's log in. Everything's timing out on me. Probably doesn't expect me to be up this time in the morning. Okay. There we go. Over on Boxcam. Well, this should be Andy back. Good morning, all, he says. Good morning, indeed. Good morning, Elizabeth Leeborn. She says she's made it. You have indeed made it, shipmate. So far, Arcadia is on time and heading towards us. And then we've got the Azamara onward. Just coming up on cruise cam. I had some lovely reflections just a second ago from Arcadia. Hoping we'll get the same from Azamara. Then at the bottom end of port is the Seven Seas Grandeur. Oh, as the lovely blue spanner Stephen George just pointed out, the container ship's still there. Obviously, just look past it. Where am I going? Getting lovely colours still over in Cowes. It's going to be a lovely day, I think. Forecast is pretty good. Currently 14 degrees C, even at this time of the morning. Very tempting to go off on an early morning motorcycle ride on the old Iron Horse. There we go. Yes, there's that Maersk Puello. In fact, what I've been informed is that both of these ships here, the Maersk Puello and the Goldie 7, are both being detained. Actually, I think it's due to technical defects. That's a sort of morning sky that will wake one up, even if you hadn't have your prerequisite cup of coffee this morning. I'm trying to get this right. This is a new concept for me, these morning broadcasts. The ship's going the other way. It's slightly confusing. There's Arcadia coming past. Ferry cam. Here's some pricing for Iceland trip on Arcadia. £1,300 basically for an inside cabin, 16 nights. A lot of our shipmates prefer the smaller and older ships like Arcadia. Well, the shipmate Mike Barton says the ships seem to move faster in the mornings. Any idea why? Great start to a day. Do they move faster? That's a good question. I don't think they do, but I see what you're saying. They do seem to. It seems like they move faster, doesn't it? They're more organised, I suppose. I don't think they move faster. It's just a case that they are already at sea and they're already going, I suppose. They don't need to let go of the lines and pull out. And sometimes in the evenings, when they depart, sometimes they don't go very fast because they have to let other traffic come and go. So there is that. There's the lovely morning sun there. No, still don't have Azamara onward on the Chincam. I'll need to perfect my morning broadcast. It's all backwards. It looks like I think all three ships are heading. The Arcadia, Azamara onward, and Seven Seas Grandeur are all heading to the other end of the port, the top end of the port. In fact, today would be a perfect day to go droning, really. Beautiful conditions, lovely bit of sun, lovely reflections. Early morning sun poking its head above the early morning mist across the coast there. That's the Seven Seas Grandeur. Oh, still not on itching cam. You're kidding me, aren't you? Surely. Must be on itching cam soon, surely. Any moment now, I would think. Need to get my visual cue points. I'm used to the ships leaving, not arriving. Nope, still not there. Is the camera actually working? Oh yeah, the time's going up. Oh yeah, there's the Seven Seas Grandeur. Pricing for the Seven Seas Grandeur is a little bit on the pricey side. I'll have to let you know that in advance. For example, 23rd of June, 7 nights, £6,299 per person. And that's a golf spotlight by Annika Sorenstam. From Southampton, cruising the Irish Sea, then Belfast, cruising the Irish Sea, then Belfast, Glasgow, overnight, Douglas on the Isle of Man, so that you can make sure your tax affairs on the Isle of Man are tax-free, and then back to Liverpool. Grand Suite from 13,859 per person. Still not on itching cam. Come on, where is this ship? It's got to be on itching cam soon, surely. Ah, there we go. Ah, good. Starting to feel a little mad. Felt like the ship had disappeared off the planet there. Lovely. Look at the colours. Look at the reflections. Now, this is what I was after. I thought this would be the case. It's just right. The entire side of the ship is glowing orange in that early morning rising sun. The great advantage this time of morning, of course, is the water is incredibly flat. Well, the shipmate Christine says, usually one of the afternoon subscribers, woken up early this morning. I remember that the camera's now live. This is gorgeous. It's like a mill pond, isn't it? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There's just a very narrow window when we get that reflection. And it is great to see. I know when I've droned the ships coming in, to try and get the reflection on the ships at the right time of day, it's actually quite tricky. Well, the shipmate Debbie does cruises. Oh, many thanks for your kind donation, shipmate. She's bought me a cup of joe for this morning, or a cup of grog for this evening. I think I might be okay without the cup of joe this morning, but you know what? I think I might treat myself to a cup of grog later. Although I suspect I'm more than likely I'll probably fall asleep quite early this evening, probably after the next broadcast. I'll do one this evening as well. That's the Seven Seas Grandeur coming into port as tomorrow onward. Now on our screens, and I think Arcadia is heading up the other way. Shipmate Christine says they always drive down to Southampton the night before our cruise with good intentions. Are always to be up to watch the ships coming in. Never managed it yet. So a real treat. Oh, well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, shipmate. I know how that goes. You're great idea to arrive in port early, especially these days. The traffic is quite horrendous out there. I've heard some tales about shipmates rushing to get onto their cruise. Whereas coming in the night before, very sensible indeed. But like you say, you're in their ideal spot to watch the ships coming in, but you never quite get round to it. Why would you? I can provide you with the views. Look at that sun now, massively up in the sky. It's almost cleared all of that cloud bank. Now we've got the fog bank at the bottom, bit of a cloud bank above that, and now the sun looks like it's in clear sky. Well, Arcadia has already nipped up the other end of port. There she is, all the way up there already. They don't hang around in the mornings. I think one of these shipmates earlier said they look like they're going faster. I think they do. They seem to go fast in the mornings. So she's heading up to her berth. For the Azamara onward, heading towards her berth. And then, last but not least, the Seven Seas Grandeur, heading up Southampton water. Glassy smooth conditions. Just as the sun seems to be bursting through the fog banks. Well, there, Jessie C. Up early this morning. Well, the shipmate Pam Wolf says, Captain, is there a busy weekend cruise camp coming up? Indeed, there's a fairly busy weekend. We've got 5 cruise ships departing on Saturday. But I think there's only a couple on Sunday. Not as busy as it could be. Sometimes we have a lot more on Sunday as well. This week it's, if I remember correctly, 5 on the Saturday and just 1 on the Sunday, and also just 1 on the Friday. So in fact, bizarrely, today is busier than Saturday and Sunday. Well, the shipmate Land Rover 1965 says, good morning, everyone. Today is this time of day is the best. Yes, I agree. Much calmer. So we've got the Arcadia. She's disappearing to the top end of port. I wonder if she's going to the upper swing ground. I have the radio on, but I've not heard anything. Yeah, tomorrow onward. She's just coming past the ferry terminal shortly. And then the Seven Seas Grandeur. Gently coming. Seven Seas Grandeur doesn't look like she's going very fast. I'm wondering if she's giving space to the others. Let's have a look. Currently travelling 8 knots. Yes, she's not going quite as fast as the others. Well, the shipmate Bernadette C says, morning. This is very different, thank you. Yes, it's different. The ships are pointing the wrong way, aren't they? They're all pointing to the right rather than to the left. Very confusing. That's the Azamara onward. Currently just about to go behind Town Quay. P&O's Arcadia, I imagine it's heading to the upper swing ground, but I could well be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. And then over on Netley Cam is the Seven Seas Grandeur. And looking over on Cow's Cam, the sun is well and truly. Look at that. When we started this broadcast, that sun was behind the horizon. And it was behind a fog bank, and then it was above the fog bank into the lower cloud bank, and now it's above the lower cloud bank, quite high up in the sky. It's 5:30 in the morning, and you already have to think about putting on factor 25. Red funnels having to wait for the Azamara onward. Maybe you'd be a bit miftier on board, but equally, great view. The cruise ship coming in. Lovely view there with the Red Funnel ferry on the right. I think that's the Red Falcon heading down to Isle of Wight. Isle of Wight Festival happening soon. Oh, I was looking online. Isle of Wight Festival has turned into an absolutely fantastic money-making machine for the islanders. Even the co-op has its own tent at the Isle of Wight Festival, so it can sell all your vital supplies, all your crisps and milky bars for the Milky Bar kid. Ah, yes, it looks to me like I think the Arcadia is going to the upper swing ground. That's probably why the Azamara onward is going so slowly. She's going to wait for the... if I could look at the list, I could tell you which one's which where. Let's have a look. Yes, Arcadia is the first away, so she'll probably swing around at the upper swing ground. And the Azamara onward and the Seven Seas Grandeur, they'll probably just park up. But Azamara onward is at the nearest berth, so she'll just park up and use and probably reverse back out. Well, we'll see this evening. As you can see, early morning traffic here at the ferry terminal is mainly boxes on wheels. That's what's going across the Isle of Wight. Red Jet zipping off over there, taking commuters over to the Isle of Wight. Although, saying that, I'm not sure how many commuters we get going to the Isle of Wight. I think they come the other way most of the time. Property on the Isle of Wight tends to be cheaper. So people live on the Isle of Wight and commute over to the big island. Looks like Azamara onwards, filling up our screens here. And it does look like there's... I'm just noticing over on cruise cam here. I think visibility is reducing. What does it say on our... Oh, it is, yes. 18.6 nautical miles. Yeah, I think the fog's coming in. That early morning fog. Let's check over on cruise cam, on Cow's cam. Yeah, see that big bank of fog? One of our shipmates earlier from Sussex said it was foggy in the morning. I think their fog is now arriving with us. You can almost see it, can't you? If I look on over an itching cam, in fact. Yeah, you can just see it. See the top of the screen? That's not CGI effect there. That is genuinely some fog rolling in. Look, even as we speak, look, it just in these mere seconds, it's the top of Azamara onward. Seven Seas Grandeur is starting to disappear. How changeable is that? Wow, that is, just in mere seconds, we've gone from having wonderfully clear views to having this big bank of fog. You really see that on ferry cam, can't you? That's going across the top of our screens there. In fact, you can see on from Cow's cam, it's that big bank. Look at that rolling across from east to west, enveloping the wonderful port of Southampton in fog. I think Netley's just seeing through it, but you can just see it coming in at the top of the ship there. Yeah, you can see it on cruise cam coming in the top of the screen. Looks like I've got one of these fancy filters on that's making it foggy from the top down. Not the case, though. That's one thing that you see a lot on the water, is the ever-changing conditions. Look, even that's coming in just at the top of the Seven Seas Grandeur. In case you were interested in a cruise on the Seven Seas line, the Seven Seas Mariner perhaps, this one I thought was particularly attractively priced. It is an 82-night cruise, start in July of 27. 68 different ports, including Southampton, probably the best stop on the entire cruise. Guernsey, Spain, Portugal, Morocco, Monaco, Italy, Malta, Montenegro, Croatia, Greece, Turkey, Cyprus, Israel, Egypt and Tunisia, starting at a mere £51,799 per person. And if you wanted the signature suite, that starts at £146,000 per person. It is 82 nights at sea, and you will be in absolute luxury while you travel. Well, the shipmate Pan Wolf says, yes, where's the foghorns? I don't think it's quite foghorn weather just yet, but I know what you're saying. Shipmate Shepherd Book wants to check his lottery ticket. Can't say I'm surprised. Can't quite afford that. Maybe this one. Golf Spotlight by Annika Solenstam. I feel like I should know who Annika Solenstam is, but alas, I don't. Probably a golf professional. very much at the upper end of the pricing when it comes to cruise ships. Really is coming in, that fog. The early bird catches the worm, I think is the expression. And we had some beautiful shots first thing this morning. But now, though, that cloud bank is just rolling in, making things quite dull. Even that sun is struggling to climb above the cloud bank this morning. Well, the shipmate OC Aviation says, it's nice to see the ships in the morning. It looks different when the ships arrive in the morning. It does. It's causing me some slight confusion as to where the camera should be. I'm normally used to the pointing my camera at certain points at certain times. And as you can see, the fog, unfortunately, is arriving. We had some beautiful shops earlier. And things aren't going quite so well now. The fog bank is arriving. Currently, the Asmara Onward, she has docked. She's at the side here, and the Arcadia, she's done her spin, and she's just about to pull up alongside. And then the Seven Seas Grandeur is following up behind. She might be on Itching Cam soon. There she is, just skirting below that fog bank. Oh, it's getting really foggy. I'm struggling to see. How amazing how quickly conditions change this early in the morning. Starts off beautifully wonderful. As that sun gets a little higher, I don't know if the fog decides to come out or if it was going to come anyway. What did you make, Mark Barton? Oh, he's answering my question. Annika Charlotta Sorenstam is a Swedish golf professional, regarded as one of the best female golfers in history before stepping away from competitive golf. Excellent. Well, there you go. I thought it was, if it was a golf tour. It seemed like she might be a competitive golfer. And the small vessel that's coming towards us at the bottom of the screen, that is the Harbour Master. And look at that. There's the Seven Seas Grandeur slipping in underneath this fog. I think we're very nearly getting towards foghorn territory. Yeah, look at that bank of fog. It's really, really coming quite quickly. In fact, on Netlycam, I can't even see anymore. Look at that. That's somewhere there's a cruise ship there. Well, the shipmates BWG, the Ahoy Captain, just before 2300 here in Calgary. We depart next week on Azamara Quest from Southampton. Oh, well, I'm very jealous of your cruise on Azamara Quest. I'm sure it'll be a most enjoyable luxury experience. All the way from Canada, Calgary in Canada. Hope you've had a good ski season over there in Calgary. Had a quick go earlier at the year. I went skiing up in Tremblant, not far from Ottawa. I wouldn't say it was the best skiing in Tremblant, but conveniently close to friends, so that's always a bonus. Yep, over on Netley Cam, that's it. Supposedly, there's a dock that way. Greetings from the port of Southampton. Well, the shipmate Thomas Dean's is a bit like the film The Fog. Oh, yes. Which one, though? There's two, isn't there? There's the original Fog, and then there's a more recent... I think the more recent one. I'm not sure if it's a Stephen King film, the more recent one. But there's two versions. I think I prefer the original. A lot of the boxes have gotten onto the ferry. Well, there, Kevin Slater, welcome aboard. We have some bright, chirpy shipmates up and about this time of the morning. Just in time to see the Seven Seas Grandeur arrive here at what's now becoming increasingly a foggy port of Southampton. Started off beautiful this morning. We had some really lovely conditions, clear views, saw all the way to the Isle of Wight. Had some lovely reflections off the ships as they passed Itchingham. And now we can barely see the Seven Seas Grandeur as she passes Port Cam. And if you look on Netley Cam, there is allegedly a port that way somewhere, but you cannot see a thing now, can you? Even on box cam, look, I can barely see the STC-5, the container ship port. The fog is coming in. What's happening over at Cow's Cap? That's that fog bank. So that fog bank was really low. It's got higher and higher as the morning's gone on, enveloping the wonderful port of Southampton in fog. There we go, there's the Seven Seas Grandeur lurking onto the side. Just give you the price again on the Seven Seas Mariner. That is an awesome cruise. 68 different ports over 82 nights. Certainly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And certainly a once-in-a-lifetime price. That starts from £51,799 for a deluxe veranda suite. And from £146,000 for a signature suite. I think the captain needs a few more subscribers before I take a cruise on a Regent Seven Seas. It just goes to show you the massive variety in the prices of the cruises. Seven Seas Graduate, she's heading also up to the other end of port. All three are at the far end of port. That'll make the broadcast this evening easier. They're all in the same place. Hopefully the weather will be better. Amazing how quickly it's changed. Laughing at Shipmate Shepherd Book suggesting that Paul from Love Cruise won't be arranging the second group cruise on the Regent. No, I don't. Well, if there's shipmates that would want to go on the Regent for a group cruise, I would be happy to entertain that, as long as you all chipped in for my passage. Otherwise, I'll probably be travelling in the kitchen and the back as the bottle washer. That weather has changed. I wonder what the forecast is actually saying now. 3.8 nautical miles. Started off this morning somewhere in the region of high 30s nautical miles. Now we're down to 3.8. Weather really does change quickly. Look at that. Even that cloud is overtaking. The cloud is overtaking the sun. The sun was overtaking the cloud earlier. Now the cloud's overtaking the sun. A real nautical morning. That platform there, you can see, is part of the Southampton Seaworks boat show, which is a commercial-only boat show. I was there yesterday, just as that platform came in. It was really interesting. It came in, and the tugs brought it to a stop. Then they started lowering. Let me move across a bit. It's got a couple of big vertical posts. You can see there are a couple of legs which go down to the sea floor. So they started dropping those down, and it sounded like 100 cats clawing on a chalkboard. It was very painful and loud as it screeched down. But interesting to see. I just missed a quick ride on one of the electric tugs, but I'm going to go back today. I was hoping the weather's going to be better today. Let's have a look. Check. I thought that today's forecast was really good. Did I get that wrong, or is it just early morning fog? Forecast is for sun all day, so I think this is just the early morning fog, and it'll probably burn off. Now we'll have a sunny day, and I shall pop down, make a little film for you, all you shipmates, about Seaworks. Well, the shipmate Pam also asked how many passengers on Seven Seas. Do you know what? I don't know, because they don't tell you how many passengers when they come in, only tell you when they go out. I would imagine, though, we're not talking many. Probably in the region of a few hundred. Probably about 500-600, I would think. She's maximum capacity, double occupancy of 754. I suspect there's probably around 650, 600 to 700 passengers on board, I imagine. And the 542 crew. So as you can see, and that sort of level of luxury, you tend to get a 1-to-1 ratio. I think I'm hearing foghorns. Oh, I heard a foghorn. No, it's just a car horn from somewhere. Probably in the ferry terminal. Probably on the ferry. As soon as the ferries leave port, they tend to rock the cars and foghorns go off. Well, the shipmate Mike Waskachka. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name there, shipmate, from North Texas. Got a few Texas shipmates in. Knock the outside sound off. I thought I heard a foghorn. Looks like it's getting foggy. It's getting foghorn territory. But I think I'm going to draw this broadcast to a conclusion. Clearly, we have no sun anymore on Cowes Cam. Its conditions are closing in. It's supposed to be good for the rest of the day. Visibility is down to 3.5 nautical miles. Can't see anything now on Netley Cam. And even struggling to see the Seven Seas Grandeur on Box Cam. Hope you enjoyed that one, shipmates. This is my first early morning broadcast. I may consider doing more of these. Depends if I can keep up this early morning regime. It's quite tiring. Well, I shall be back this evening. Oh yeah, there is some foghorns. Yeah, there are foghorns. Foghorns have started. I should keep up. I should keep up this. I should try a few more of these early morning broadcasts. The weather is a problem, I think, in the mornings. But I shall be back again this evening for the departure of the Seven Seas Grandeur, the Azamara Onward, and P&O's Arcadia. Well, I hope you enjoyed that with shipmates. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please do think about it. Marvellous. And if you have become a channel member recently, many thanks. And if you have donated via PayPal, so many thanks. Or if you're on Patreon, many, many thanks. And of course, many thanks to the Blue Spanner crew, especially this time in the morning, especially their being the top job, getting up early. Yeah, there are a few foghorns going on. Right, I might have to hit the hammock for an hour before I get up and do the day job. Till next time, shipmates.